Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. I want to apologize. Sorry, but not sorry kind of thing. Yesterday evening, last night, we were supposed to do our live stream. We do them just about every Saturday evening, and we did not put one out last night. But we had an excellent reason. I'm sure most of you will understand. We had our grandbabies here, and we don't get to spend as much time with them as we want because they live far away. And they were here all day yesterday, and it's just, I mean, if you've got grandbabies, you know that there's like nothing in the world better than just spending the day with your three little grandbabies. All three little girls, little baby, two little toddlers, and it was amazing. We took them out, played in the creek, played with the animals, just run around, just being crazy, I guess. Cooked some hamburgers and just had a really great time with them. And it was getting close to the time of thinking about the live stream, and I told my wife, I was like, you know, we should, because it's something that we do, and I know a lot of people look forward to it, but families first, and we were getting tired at that point anyways, so we just spent time with them. And I know that all of you, hopefully all of you will understand that, but we'll make it up to you. My weekly news recap that I do on the live stream, I'm working on that this morning actually, and I'll get that compiled and out to you, so you won't miss that. And if you want to see us do our Sunday live stream, we do another one. So we do one on Saturdays and we do one on Sundays. So the Sunday live stream is going to be on our locals private membership group. So if you want to go over there and sign up, you'll be able to watch our live stream this afternoon. You seen the rains going on out in Nevada? That's some crazy stuff. I mean, it's showing the streets of Las Vegas just flooded. Some of it's causing big holes to develop underneath the ground. Pavement caving in. It's out creating a mess out there. A lot of rain in a desert that doesn't get that much rain all the time. What I wanted to also talk to you about, we're talking about the weather, but I want to also talk to you about food. Food is I mean, it's life. It's how you stay alive, right? There have been some very notable people in history have said that if you want to control the people, you control the food. And we've been talking about that for many years now on this channel. Why you need to have a good stockpile of food and why you need to be producing your own food, because they're going to control that. Well, it's just getting worse. The cost of food right now is just, it's outrageous. There's all kinds of videos on Twitter and TikTok and YouTube and every other place that have videos where it's just average everyday people complaining about how they can't afford food bills anymore. People that have good jobs, they're nurses and they're, have good jobs, but they can't afford their food anymore because the price has gone too outrageous. And we all have seen that. Well, folks, it's going to get worse, right? Not just because things get worse, but it's going to get worse because we're getting warnings that it's going to get worse. The USDA has put out a report just in the last several days that the food prices are going to continue to go up. In fact, they predict that they're going to go up easily through the next year. So we're seeing no slowdown of food prices going up, and you need to take notice of this. You should be stocking up. You might say, well, I've stocked up. Have you been actively stocking up recently? Some people, they'll get to a point and they're like, okay, I'm good. And then they slack off. And then a few months later, they realize they've used up some of that stockpile and maybe they're not as robust in their stockpiles as they thought. So you should be reevaluating that and seeing what you need to top off on. Canned food prices. I mean, canned food is the bread and butter really of prep foods. And they're going to be going up. Soups and other canned goods because, well, Biden has worked out some kind of tariff deal with China, Germany, and Canada, which is where we get the bulk of the materials to make canned foods. And this tariff deal is going to increase the tariffs on the metal in the cans by 122%. 122% increase. That's astronomical. They're expecting canned foods to go up anywhere from 30 to 50% over the next few months to a year. We're already seeing canned food prices that are just, in my mind, they're astronomical. Paying $1.50, $2 a can for green beans or something is just, it's ridiculous. and we're going to continue to see things go up. So you need to be preparing for that, because it doesn't seem like there's any good news in sight. So that is one area. Then I want you to watch this video. This is a guy, he's an onion farmer, and you can tell by there's a big old pile of onions in the background. But what he says here is something that I haven't heard anyone really talk about, but it completely makes sense. And if you dig into it, I think he's pretty accurate. For the big farms, like in this video that you're about to see, big onion farmer, right? Or whatever the crop is, or whatever it is, they get contracts on the food that they're producing. So there's some food production company that needs a lot of onions, whatever it is, and they take out a contract. Well, those contracts may last for a year or two, okay? And they're locked into those prices, meaning the farm is locked into those prices because they're under contract to sell at a certain price. The problem is over the last year or two, the cost of doing business for farming has gone up substantially, and they've been locked into those prices. He said most of those contracts are coming to end. He said they're usually on a cycle. He said most of those contracts are ending here recently, soon, and they're going to be going up on their prices. So meaning the next contracts for companies buying all this guy's onions or potatoes or tomatoes or whatever it is, the price is going to have to go up. He said because we're going broke. We can't keep selling stuff at the prices we have in the past. He said that we're going to be increasing the price of our product. And so we're going to start seeing a 30 to 40% increase in food prices. So I'm going to go ahead and show this video here, let you watch it, and then see what you think.
Between 9 and 12 months from now, if not sooner, you're going to see that your food costs you 30 to 40% more. So if you have the ability to go buy canned goods or frozen goods or other items that are shelf stable, I would tell you, go buy them. Go buy them now. And I don't mean go hoarding or something like that, but just to save yourself some money, go to the grocery store, buy those items that you like and that you use, and put them away and save yourself some money. Why is this happening? Well, it's happening because our costs are increasing so much. This misnomer that it's 3% is absolutely that. Our costs are up 40%. It might be 35%, but they're up significantly. And up to now, we've had contracts committed on stuff like onions outbound, so we couldn't raise our prices. Those contracts, they're coming to an end, which means we're allowed to reset the contracts, which we're going to have to do because we'll go broke in a year if we don't actually reset those prices. So go out, buy the items, save yourself some money, and take this little piece of advice. See ya.
So here's another reason, on top of the increased tariffs on canned goods, just the weather that's been happening. We've had hurricanes go through the southeast and do some damage there. We've had obviously the flooding that I just mentioned. California, it's been back and forth between droughts and excessive floods and rains. We've major droughts throughout the Midwest affecting, wheat and corn and soybean. We're watching a lot of maybe not extremely major damages, but little hits here and there to our food system. We've watched Smithfield shut down pork farms. We've watched Tyson shut down numerous chicken farms and plants. There's all kinds of talk of shortages in other areas, or shutting down or less production. You hardly hear any news anymore on increased production of food or increased availability. Every area that you turn to when it comes to food, there's decreased in production, decreased availability, increased prices. So this has got to be an area that we really need to focus on, and not get so caught up on other things that we forget about this. I mean, sure, we want to pay attention to other things, but this is an area, even though it's some of the most basic things as a prepper that we talk about, food is definitely something we have to focus on. They're most definitely controlling it and trying to control it ever more and increased in controlling it, because guess what? That's how they're going to end up controlling you. They want you to eat their bug food, their DNA modified food, and their chemically filled food, because they want you to be sick and complacent and weak. And that's exactly what people are. And they also want to control you because if food is so expensive that you're spending all your money on it, then it's easy for them to control you. You need to be stocking up as much as you can right now. Every chance you get, you need to stock up. And then you also need to be working on your food production. Now, I know the growing season is about done for most of the country, but you can still grow things in the wintertime in a lot of places. And even if not, you need to be planning for next year's production. That's how farming is. Some of you are kind of new to growing food. You're always a year ahead, folks. You're never just planning for it a few days or weeks before it's time. You always plan a year ahead. So whatever you think you need to do next year to be producing more food, better quality, larger bounty, you need to be working on that right now, whether it's, equipment, fertilizing type things like, good compost, whatever it is, you need to be trying to work on that now so that next year when you go to plant, because next year it's going to get worse. It's been consistently getting worse every year. I've been talking about this for 3 or 4 years now. And it's been correct that every year food prices are increasing, and even the USDA is saying that next year it's going to be even worse, even worse. So folks, you need to be taking care of this problem on your end, which is taking control of your food supply. And that's all it is. You need to take control of your food supply as much as possible. Expand your gardening, expand your meat production, chickens, goats, sheep, cows, whatever it is, whatever animal it is that you're raising. You need to become better at it and expand it, because it's going to get harder and harder. You think it's bad right now at the grocery store when you go to pay that bill. It's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. So you need to be taking control of that and getting your houses in order. Folks, it's time to get prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.